Ladies and gentlemen, the Emperor of Lassie.
No applause. That's a very first for me. But the reason behind it is a very good one indeed. Ladies, gentlemen, and to all the sea warriors and concorders, I am Chito2500's, but before I begin, from the safety and comforts of your very own homes, thank you so much for tuning in the first place. I know that each and every one of you is applauding me right then and there, still hoping that the future will be bright and great indeed. But yet, something is threatening our humanity, and I for one will not stand for it. And that threat, ladies and gentlemen, is the pandemic known as the Wuhan coronavirus. And the reason why I put the word Wuhan in there is because that is where the virus was first discovered. And of course, it came from the bats. You know, those nighttime creatures that come out at night? Yeah, those guys. But more specifically though, we decided to name it COVID-19 for short, just to make it easier and more identifiable for all of us. But now that that's out of the way though, what do I think of it? Like, what do I believe that this thing could do? Well, before I get into it, I'm gonna break this down into several categories. The first being, how has this affected my life? The second being, what I know about this thing so far. And of course, the third and final thing is, my inspiration and of course, my words that will really give you guys hope for the future. So, yeah, now that that's established, let's get started. So, let me be the first to say that ever since 2020 came, I have noticed that my life has changed significantly. And how, you may ask? I can no longer visit my fast food restaurants. I can no longer go to a friend's house without being suspected of having this new virus inside my body. And of course, I see barely any people out there. I can't even enjoy life to the fullest anymore. I gotta stay cooped up inside my house most of the time, twiddling my thumb and hoping that this whole pandemic will go away on its own soon. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, it is not that easy. I just have to do my part and just stay safe. Now, luckily for me though, I haven't been infected by this new COVID-19 coronavirus yet. And the reason why I say yet though is because I don't want to jinx it and then get infected later on though. Now, you will not believe my luck. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very bad luck indeed. Out of all the places that this coronavirus is at its worst, the United States has the worst of it though. And yes, I live in the US, ladies and gentlemen. And then, where is it worst at, specifically? New York. Again, where I live. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It doesn't stop there. New York City got the worst of it. And guess where I live, ladies and gentlemen? That's right. I am in the worst place imaginable at this time. The worst place, and yet I still haven't gotten infected by it. I don't know why. It just hasn't happened yet, okay? But I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch, okay? But let's get back into it though. So, as of now, I have to look around, every time I go outside. I have to assume that everyone around me has this thing, because this thing has a habit for hiding in human hosts and showing no symptoms at all. That's how good it is. But yet, I have to go outside every day, wear a mask, wear some gloves, and pray that my two working arms and legs can take me through wherever I need to go. And I'm sorry for stammering throughout this whole thing, but it's just that this thing is making me really, really uncomfortable. And I don't like it one bit. And let's just say that if things don't change soon though, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to literally lose my mind over this. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm still praying that there is a future on all this. I'm still praying that things will be better, hopefully soon. And now that you know what I think about it, from my life's perspective, though, let me tell you what I do know based on what I've read or what I've heard from sources. Well, one thing's for certain, this new COVID-19 is not as lethal as the diseases we face so far. You can say that it's better than the bubonic plague, it's better than World War II, it's better than, a whole bunch of things, is because this new thing is not a very good killer. In fact, it's not a very good, disease either, or virus. And the reason why is because although there's like over 3 million people that are infected by this thing right now, as of this date, 95 to 97% of them are experiencing mild symptoms, basically things that they can handle. And a small percentage of them, which is the rest of them, experience severe symptoms. But yet, at the end of it though, out of the millions that are infected by this thing, only a few 100,000 has ever died from it. So we know for sure that this thing could kill, but yet not everyone dies from it, thankfully. But for those of you that are affected by this thing and has lost a loved one or friend due to this thing, my condolences, and I hope that they didn't suffer too greatly for it though. Because in all honesty though, if I were to ever hear that my friends and family are infected by this thing, of course I'm going to pray that they survive. Of course I'm going to pray that they're going to suffer mild symptoms and be one of the survivors here. But here's some good out of it though. If you do manage to survive this thing, congratulations, you can't get it again, okay? That means that your body could at least help someone else in need. Maybe your antibodies could show it, And that's what I think of it though. That's what I, heard so far. And now finally though, I'm going to give you words of wisdom, words of hope. Just because this new pandemic is here though, it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be scared of it or panic of it. It just means that we need to fight harder than ever before. Let us all do our part to remain safe out there. And if for those of you who are able to do something about it, go for it. I don't care about the risk. I'm one of those people that are stepped up to the plate, and I'm willing to do what's right. Let us take this fight to it though. Let us fight this thing on our terms. And I will promise you that we will win this. It's not a war, ladies and gentlemen. It is a fight for our survival as a race. I don't care if you're black or Asian or, Mexican, that sort of thing. Whoever you are right now, you have the capability and the potential to fight this thing. Because I will tell you one thing though, this new coronavirus, it does not discriminate, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't care who you are, where you come from and everything. Once it sees you, it wants you. It wants you to feel fear. It wants you to suffer. It wants to ruin your life. And are you going to let this thing get its way? No, I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. I, for one, want my life back. And I'm pretty sure the whole lot of you want it as well. And if we don't do something about it, though, who will? Who else is going to feed those who can't feed themselves? Who else is going to deliver your food or take care of your pets? That sort of thing. Let's think about those things, ladies and gentlemen. Think about the future at hand here. As long as we think positive, and as long as we have a mass number of us supporting this thing, we will win, no matter what the outcome is. We survived the bubonic plague. We survived the world wars. We survived a whole bunch of shit that has been thrown at us from time to time, from decade to decade. Millions of years. We've been through it all. Okay? And we're not going to let this thing start now. We're just going to look at it in the face, and we're going to simply say, fuck you, get out of our lives, you don't belong here. And that's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. And that's 100, as the kids may say it. Whew. I hope you guys are really, really inspired now to do something about this, though. Because I, for one, inspired myself to do something too. Even though I already am doing something about it, and I know that most of you know who you are that know me personally. So, what I'm going to say is this, though, one final thing. Just keep doing what you're doing. and keep fighting the good fights. And I know this may not be the perfect speech in the world, but at least it's enough to do something about it. And for those of you who are thinking of going back to your old lives and trying to reopen this stuff, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do it. I'm telling you right now, it's too soon to call. We still don't know much about this thing. But what we do know for sure is that we can still, protect ourselves and of course, do something about it. And that's the one thing that really, really counts in this world. I have my honor and my integrity and my respect for those who need them. But you know what though? I have other people that can count on me for that too. People that I know that can rely on me no matter what the cost. I'll be there for them. And if they need a hero, so be it. I'll be that hero. I'll be the hero that gives them their confidence. And I'll be the hero that gives them the hope they need to make it another day. And you know what? Every day's a struggle. Let's admit that. Even without this whole COVID-19 nonsense, it's still a struggle to live day to day. But hey, we've gotten this far, right? So why not go the rest of the way? Ladies and gentlemen, from the safety and comfort from your own homes, I know that you guys are a little bit inspired, or maybe some of you are a little doubting, but no matter what, I'll be here for you. And if you ever need more words of wisdom, you know where to find me. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chito2500's. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please stay safe out there and keep fighting the good fight.